Becker, and I'm filming this for my adolescent development class. And I chose to do my media project about how the media kind of influences adolescent girls through magazines. And I'm going off of this adolescent development book, which basically says that different teenage girls are trying on different identities, and a way that they do that is by looking at external sources. So I went with one popular fashion magazine that's sort of directed specifically at teens. So first we're going to look at some of the supermodels. So these first groups of supermodels have really feminine features. So they have like really feminine faces and a more curvy body type. And that's pretty characteristic of most supermodels. However, we're kind of seeing a change in body type to one that's more androgynous. Definitely like longer legs, longer arms, taller, not as feminine features. And all of these models are runway models that I found in a couple of these magazines. So you can kind of see how some of their features are similar. And these models are really thin to the point where they almost look emaciated. And very few people actually have this body type naturally. So unfortunately, a lot of teen girls feel like they might need to be thinner. And even the supermodels that I showed before were still pretty thin despite having more curvy features. So, and this ad I thought was particularly interesting. A department store decided to go with a Marilyn Monroe campaign for their advertising. And I thought it was interesting that the model that they chose to imitate Marilyn Monroe, who's the one in the front, is actually really thin and kind of follows the more modern runway model body type, as opposed to how Marilyn Monroe actually was. She was a lot more curvy and a little bit heavier, so you can definitely see that in this girl's stomach. And then the next group of ads that I found was mostly celebrities with different beauty products. So it was sort of interesting to see like the contrast. There were either like runway models and sort of these unknown models who were advertising things, and then it was like either those models or celebrities. And I'm guessing that's just because the celebrities would be really familiar to teen girls. And then this last category was actually like healthy looking teen girls. So I thought that these ads were a little bit more psychologically healthy, in that most girls kind of look like these girls as opposed to the really, really thin runway models. Okay, so I also found a couple more ads. Interestingly, one of the magazines I looked at had an article on body bashing, and they asked for some feedback from the viewers who were teen girls. And I'm actually going to read their feedback, their reaction to this body image article. So one girl says, body bashing artwork struck a nerve in me. We do need to work on building each other up instead of tearing one another down. And then another girl said, I applaud Teen Vogue for confronting the body bashing epidemic in the June-July issue. Girls are intelligent, creative, and talented creatures. Surely we have better, more productive topics to discuss than the imperfections of our outward appearances. And then another girl said that whenever I hang out with my friends, one person will comment on her flaws. It creates a domino effect, and everyone ends up bashing their bodies. I never thought twice about these conversations until I read this article. It made me realize that my friends have played a major part in my insecurities. And then another girl said, one of my friends is obsessively skinny, and I have told her about anorexia. I hope she is able to get help with this issue. I don't want to lose her in an eating disorder. And then the last one says, It's hard to avoid negative body image messages in pop culture. I love to see the bubbly, fun, healthy pictures in this magazine. So I thought it was really interesting that there were all these pictures of these various women with really thin bodies, and then to have an article about body bashing, it just seemed like kind of contradictory in that the magazine doesn't cover all different body types, so that just didn't really match up. And then I found another article, ad that I actually really didn't like, but I'll show you guys this one. It says, "My boyfriend's status still says single, fill the void," and then it has makeup products on the bottom. So I just didn't think that this was particularly psychologically healthy, just because it's saying that you can fill the void of your emotional needs by something that's physical and just based on your outward appearance. And I just found that kind of contradictory for this magazine as well. And then one thing I went ahead and did was I took one of the full magazines and didn't take any of these models' pictures that you saw out of that one. And instead I ripped out every single page and tried to categorize the pages just to see the content of most of the pages. And the first, let's see. Okay, so there was a total of 216 pages that I looked at, and 80 of the pages were of thin runway models. 41 of the pages were miscellaneous art, text, or horoscopes. And then 29 of the pages were model faces with beauty products. 26 pages were celebrity ads. 24 pages were beauty products. And 16 pages were only average teenage girls. So I thought that was interesting that 80 of the pages were runway models, and then only 16 were of average looking girls.